Blue moon alert, Pisces. Jupiter is currently direct in Leo until August 11th, until next month. So happy days are here again, and we'll tell you how to deal with that when we get to that health part of the transmission, and also in the money part. Also, Neptune is currently retrograde in your sign of Pisces, the fish. It's retrograde. And it's going to be that way until November 18th of 2015 of this year. On the 4th of July, happy birthday America, Mercury is sextile Jupiter. All right, now we're going to see how your ruling planets of Jupiter and Neptune affect you this month, Pisces. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. Your water guardian archangel is Gabriel, who rules over all the water signs. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Pisces angel, Amethyst, who resides over your mutable water nature. And these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, we're going to hit the priority because of the blue moon this month. The love transmission is going to be affected. It's all going to be affected. Everything. But we really want to focus on the love transmission because that will affect everything else. It's the whole energetic system of the body with the things that are going on with the moon this month. On the 1st, there is a full moon in Sagittarius that is at 100% light, and then in the late evening, it moves in Greenwich Mean Time. It moves into Capricorn. And on the 2nd, it's also a full moon, a full 100% light in Capricorn on the 2nd. So it's a lot of energy this month. And there's also another full moon at the end of the month, and we'll get to in a moment. And that's, so it creates a lot of power that you can tap into. Okay, now how is this going to affect you? When it remains in Sagittarius on the 1st, while it's just in the early evening, what's going to happen is it's going to sort of cause you to feel like you're anticipating something, like something's going to happen, and you don't want to be disappointed. That's sort of how you're going to feel. And after it moves into Capricorn, of course, depending on where you live, you get your astrocartography done. But depending on that, you're going to feel that you've slowed down a bit, but you're not going to feel disappointed because you're going to feel that you're having good luck, and you're going to feel you're having good luck in your relationships, in all your relationships, be they family or romance or friends, and you're going to see a significant increase, an uptick in your importance to other people and your status, how important you are. Again, in the eyes of people that you want to be important to, in your closer relationships, but your relationships over a vast sort of array of different aspects of your life. This is going to be very important. Although it might slow down a bit, you will feel that you've accomplished something that will be more important. All right, so that's the first part of this month with the blue moon. Okay, on the 15th, there is a new moon in the sign of Cancer the Crab. The new moon in the sign of Cancer the Crab is going to make people sloppy in their emotions, sloppy in their feelings, messy with their feelings. Maybe having feelings that don't belong in certain places and that kind of thing. All over the place. You and others. But especially water signs are going to be affected by this because it's in cardinal water of Cancer the Crab. So you and Pisces and Scorpio and even Sagittarius, because mutable fire ruled by Jupiter, which is a watery aspect, are all going to be really affected by this new moon in Cancer the Crab. So try to keep your personal boundaries not so strict that nothing can get through and you have blockages, because it affects the body and the finances too, then you'll block those things. But also, if you're too sloppy, then those areas will get sloppy and you'll lose integrity of, these, like the integumentary system, the skin, for example, is a barrier. It has to be healthy. can't be too calloused, and it can't be, have no barriers either, because then infection gets in. You understand, or you have bleeding. You understand that can happen financially, that can happen physically, it can happen emotionally. You want to have integrity in your personal relationships. You want to maintain that, especially on the 15th and a few days before and after, during the time of this new moon in the sign of Cancer, the crab, because of all the sloppy emotions where people are going to feel sorry for themselves and each other. You want to maintain your integrity, be methodical, and just make sure that you sort of know what your personal rules are and live by them yourself. You're not responsible for what other people do. You're only responsible for how you manage your own personal boundaries. Let other people manage their own. I mean, that's different if you're taking care of someone like a child or something, but you understand what we mean. You're not responsible for everybody in the world. Just you and your personal family, the people you take care of. Okay, that's for the new moon. On the 31st, there's a full moon, a blue moon, this month in July, in the sign of Aquarius, and that's going to cause you to have a great reward for all the sort of good karma that you've built up in the area of love, all the good karma you've built up in the area of romance, good karma in friendship and in your family. So the good deeds that you've done, the considerations that you've had for other people, that you've tried to help, that you had good intentions, and you took action on that as far as you were able. Those things are going to come back to you, and you're going to have a feeling that you have at least gotten some reward and some recognition for the things you've tried to do for other people. And there's a law that you get things back threefold, and it's been our personal experience that things come back sort of an equal and opposite reaction. But that's, up for debate, because in Christian Kabbalah they talk about being able to get an increase in what you're receiving. You put out a little and receive a lot. And then there's also those some more Eastern traditions that say that do nothing and accomplish everything, and have and that basically just means this: if you're putting out for other people, they might not have a chance to give to you, or if you have what you receive blocked, they won't be able to give to you. And again, if there's something you want but you don't have it, it's because part of you doesn't want it, and you're unconsciously using defense mechanisms you don't realize you're using and blocking those things from coming to you, be it in love or finances or health. So that's the way that works. Okay. Now this is Abditziel's money transmission. How's this going to affect your money this month, Pisces, in July? Okay, all the facets that we're going to mention in the afterglow when we get to the end of this transmission. So stay tuned for that. We're going to go over the both Jupiter and Neptune, the aspects we feel are important. But for now, the money aspect from Abditziel, get as much money. This is important. Get as much money as possible before August 11th of 2015. So it's a heads up for next month, because this is why. Your planet is Jupiter, your ruler of Jupiter. It's going to ingress into Virgo on August 11th. That's next month. And so this sort of Jupiter direct in Leo, where you're kind of able to get a lot of quantity and quality pulled in. You can store up good karma, you can store up good health, store up good finances. It's not that that's going to be necessarily go in a bad direction. It won't. It's still a good direction. But as it moves into Virgo, there's going to be a change in the amount, because it's going to be more precise. It's going to be more precise. So it doesn't necessarily have to affect the amount, but it probably will. But it will make it more refined. So it's not that it's negative, because some of the things that you've accumulated might be not things you want or need, and so those can be allocated to various places and delegated and whatnot, so that everything can be more efficient. It's a time to analyze after you've pulled everything in. It's sort of like when people go trick-or-treating and they get this whole big bag of candy and whatever, and they dump it out and they go through and see what they should give to somebody else, what they should toss out, and what they should keep, and what they should, share with their friends, and what they should, just go ahead and eat right then and there. So that's, what you're going to be doing. You're going to be going through and sorting things out, if we can use that analogy. Okay, so again, that's get as much as possible before the 11th of August, because after that, Jupiter goes into Virgo, and that's going to stay that way for quite a while. Now, your health transmission from Amnitziel, Neptune being retrograde in Pisces until the 18th of November, that, in your sign, obviously, that's going to cause sort of nostalgia. It's also going to cause a situation with some of with the root chakra and the lower extremities of the body, and just generally the way you feel, especially with these lunar aspects happening this month in the blue moon, and the way it affects the chakra system. You're kind of going to want to dance your way to health, because what's going to happen is the root chakra is we're going to have Kundalini rising, and it's going to shoot up and kind of crack through the crown chakra from the root all the way up through the crown in sort of a middle pillar kind of a fashion, right through the center pillar of the body. So you want to be aware of that. You want to be ready for that, and you're going to be wanting to, use that for, an efficient way that you can enhance your health, enhance your fun. You're going to want to make sure that you're able to use that energy. Don't let it build up, because that could be dangerous. If you're doing chakra work, or Kundalini work, or anything like that, you want to check with experts in those fields. If you have any kinds of physical problems, check with your physician, your experts, be they acupuncturists, be they in allopathic or homeopathic or naturopathic medicine. You can check with Qigong masters, yoga masters, Kali Masada masters. Anything like that is very helpful, especially this month with this going on. Okay? Now, to go over your aspects, your planetary facets and aspects this month, the astrology that we felt was important for you to understand, the highlights that we feel are important. First, Jupiter, again, currently direct in Leo. Happy days are here. Accumulate all you can until August 11th of 2015, when it's going to go into Virgo, when there will be a change of more precision. Again, that's not bad, but you understand it's a change. So heads up for that. On the 1st, full moon in Sagittarius. Also on the 1st, and of course on the 2nd, and that evening it goes into Capricorn. And it's 100% light in both aspects. On the 1st, Venus conjunct Jupiter. Venus conjunct Jupiter on the 1st. That is good for you and Libra and Taurus individuals. It's a friendly aspect. On the 4th of July, happy birthday, America, Mercury sextile Jupiter. That's very friendly between you and Virgo and Gemini. On the 10th, Jupiter trine Quora. That's going to be helpful for you to understand people who want all or nothing, or even that behavior in yourself. On the 15th, the new moon in Cancer, sloppy emotions. Have your personal boundaries. On the 26th, Luna square Jupiter. That's competition between you and the crowd. Keep it friendly, keep it sportsmanlike. On the 31st, the full moon, that blue in Aquarius, when that sort of helps that root chakra, that Kundalini rising, that aspect. The Neptune aspects I want to go over with you. Neptune is retrograde currently in Pisces in your sign until November 18th of 2015. There's also a full moon. That gives you nostalgic. Okay, so there's a full, and it brings up past problems from your health and your finances and relationships. On the 1st, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, again, goes into Capricorn. And for most of that full moon event. On the 1st, there's a Sun trine Neptune. That's very unifying for Pisces and Leo. On the 8th, there's Mars trine Neptune. That's very unifying for you and for Scorpio and also for Aries. On the 13th, Mercury trine Neptune. Mercury trine Neptune puts you into a good unification with Virgo and Gemini, and Mercury in conjunct Neptune on the 27th. That'll make you, and those people who are Gemini and Virgo who you were just getting along with, start to stray off a little bit or have a little bit of a challenge. But it doesn't have to break it all up if you're having a good situation with them. So don't overreact. On the 27th, your Virgo and Gemini associations. You know, what you're doing with them. On the 31st, again, that's when the Kundalini, and don't forget on the 15th, there's also that new moon in Cancer the Crab. So happy blue moon. Happy birthday, America. Okay. This is your angelic horoscope transmission from your water guardian Archangel Gabriel and your Pisces angel, Amnitziel. And I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us, Pisces, and join us again next month.